WFYI podcast brought to you by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering food and drink, college sports, outdoor activities, live music, cool art, and good times daily. Everyone is welcome in Bloomington. More information at visitbloomington.com.
We're going to take a trip right now. Like we always do about this time.
This is a journey into sound.
Break it down.
I'm Kyle Long, and you're listening to Cultural Manifesto. Nicholas Askren, better known as Sirius Blvck, is among the most prolific voices in the Indianapolis music scene. Known for his poetic and introspective lyrics, Sirius Blvck's music has attracted a devoted following among hip-hop fans, with songs like Tribe Quest receiving over 1 million streams on Spotify.
Just another rain dance, black kids smoking in the backyard, blazed out, playing with matches. Hanging with the same damn misfits who be trying to act hard, they be staking out with the cashes. Pigs in the blanket with the blocks to fall. Lately we just waiting for some options though. Lately we just waiting for the cops to show. Lately we just waiting for the crops to grow. Don't forget.
In 2021, Sirius received national attention with Bless, an experimental hip-hop group featuring Oreo Jones and David Moose Adamson.
It was dark and it was light. I was wrong and I was right. I was purging all my demons. It was certainly a fight. In the desert, ain't no water, ain't no nourishment in sight. Ain't no peasant to the slaughter, raised by mercenary minds. You could catch me bumming a car, there ain't no searching if it's worth it. Tried to cross me like a martyr.
Sirius Blvck's latest project features the New York-based producer Scott Matelic. The duo recently issued their debut LP, Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart.
Watch me walk back up in his kids like I just won a sweepstakes. Stepping out the crib like I hopped through a Stargate. Crystal glass case where I stash all my keepsakes. Terabytes and memories sifted through the phrase frame. Magnify the vision till my soul provided the wisdom I was searching for externally. Fortify the prism, go to sleep. Change dimension, got my starry eyes spinning. Woke up from a dream and vividly remembered every minute of it.
Scott Matelic was born and raised in Indianapolis. And for over 20 years, Scott has helped to shape the sound of underground hip-hop music with his soulful, psychedelic beats. He rose to prominence in the late 1990s, producing music for the experimental hip-hop label Anticon. Scott created beats for classic underground singles by artists including Sage Francis and Soul.
She's a fairy with broken wings. I used to watch her perform, and if she hears me, I hope she sings songs that have me going right back. Couldn't find anyone in town to talk about how no one like that should be confined to the ground we walk. She glides, but it seems like she floats, and these folks decide to crush her wings until they're permanently broke. She'd ride us some wind just by the way she spoke. She cries, but loves to sing songs of freedom and hope on the east side, hustling, discussing things that we quote in shallow conversations as if we have deep.
Scott's music has been embraced by DJs and hip-hop fans around the world, including the beloved Japanese producer and DJ Nujabes, who featured Scott's work on his 2008 compilation Modal Soul Classics. In recent years, Scott has been more active as a DJ, performing often in New York and Indianapolis. But he renewed his focus on beat making in 2021 with the release of his second full-length album, In a Sky Blue. Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic will join me in a moment. But first, let's hear the opening tracks from Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart. This is Affirmations of a Songbird and Dreamcatcher.
Just know I love you. No matter what. Let's get it. Feel like it's always raining on the days that I lose a friend. I just can't stay, I'm renting space up in my own head. Tucked in the basement of our childhood family home. Confused the first time I saw Medusa turn a man to stone, or vice versa. Coasting with a damsel on my silver surfer. Nature can't respect nurture, might just have to hack the service.
That was Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic with Dreamcatcher off their new album, Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart. I recently spoke with Scott and Sirius. Let's join our conversation. Sirius, Scott, the album sounds amazing. Thank you both for taking time to talk today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Both of you have unique and important histories in Indianapolis music, and I think just in rap music, period. I'm curious what brought you both together to work on this project. Sirius, you want to go first?
Yeah, I feel like we've known each other for a while through the grapevine. You know, I've always heard Scott's name through the years, you know, just as a respected peer, you know. And I think we were on tour with Bless, playing with Dead in Brooklyn at the Bowery, and Scott came and met up with us all, and we just all kicked it. And he said that he wanted to send me and OJ some beats, and I think he sent me a pack of like 5 beats, and I listened to them, and they kind of, you know, I kind of just got busy with other projects, and they kind of fell by the wayside. And then one day I was digging in my email and I found them again, and it's like one of those things where it's like you kind of hear it with fresh ears, you know, snowball from there. Yeah.
Scott has a huge background in underground rap music going back to the 90s, making influential early underground records for Anticon, for artists like Sage Francis and Soul. Did you know much about that history, or you just the music connected to you?
Yeah, so I just recently became aware of Scott's background in that sense. And it's funny because growing up, I was a huge Sage Francis fan. Like I actually like listened to Personal Journals and, you know, A Healthy Distrust, both of those records like heavy when I was in high school. So it was serendipitous to find out that he like actually like produced on it, you know, later. It was funny.
Scott, how about you? Sirius is one of the most prolific rappers in the Indianapolis scene of the 21st century. How did you get connected with him? What was your awareness of his work?
Once I left Indianapolis, I still followed the scene closely, just as, you know, a fan, and I want to see the city do well. But he's definitely somebody who got my attention early on. So I just kind of, you know, I've followed his like career trajectory since I was first made aware, and, you know, always had in the back of my head that, you know, I would be into a collaboration. So yeah, when I saw the Bless show in New York, just made it a point to, you know, say, hey, you know, if you're into it, I'm into it, and I'm glad to see where things have gone from there.
Sirius, you've worked with a lot of really talented producers. You know, you worked extensively with Bones of Ghosts for many years. You've also in recent years worked a lot with David Moose Adamson. What was it about Scott's beats, Scott's music that spoke to you?
I feel like Scott's production style is very much like his own. There's something about chopping a beat up, you know, from wax, like, and there's something that's always, you know, interested me in that process, just been really interesting to me. And I've never actually gotten to work with a producer closely, you know, who produces in that way. So I think that was just one of the things that really like made me kind of attracted to the project. There's just certain things that like as soon as I hear it, like I don't question it. It just kind of hits instantly, and I know, and then like my brain gets going, you know, and then the next thing I know, we have a song.
Big stepping, so I can't be trail. A loose weapon, so I chase a meal. D&D, so let's keep it real. That smart talk never fell for real. Big deal, still will. Got my soul tinted. I big chill when they ill. Got my soul shifted. I pitch in when they chill. I know the room shifted. I'm back in, I pop stems. I know they see me listen.
The album was credited as Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic. Producers don't always get like co-billing, co-headliner credit. Do either of you want to talk about that? I assume, Scott, maybe you had a significant role in kind of shaping the album.
I think Sirius for that, it's like, you know, a nod of respect. I mean, I would have been fine with it either way, but to get your billing like that is pretty cool to see. He did let me have a lot of control. I feel like, you know, it was a 50-50 thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was just the way we both approached it from the very beginning. You know, we were both just putting so much into it. You know, it just from the very beginning felt like our project. You know, like it felt like ours. There's a certain aspect of like autonomy that I need to have. I feel I need to have when I'm creating a project, and so it was nice for me to let my hand off the wheel and trust and know he's got it in certain aspects. You know, and I think just when as he's creating these beats, you know, and doing the production, he knows these tracks and these songs just as much as I do, you know. So I think like in terms of sequencing and just figuring out the flow of the record, you know, it made sense for Scott to kind of like take the reins on that.
Let's take a break from my conversation with Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic and listen to another track from their new album, Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart. This is Feel Better with Oreo Jones.
Open light, lost boys drunk with Peter Pan and the poltergeist. I roll the dice, frozen shoulders about as cold as ice. That's just the honor that you follow when you know the price. Mama raising hell, baby's kids when she rang the bell. Rolling in the deep, but niggas ain't a Dale, can't you tell? Got this shit to lose now, money's the muse now. Living underground like the devil just moved out.
Swear that this ain't none of me. All that bullshit, man, ain't none of me. Swear the whole world got something to see.
That was Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic with Feel Better, featuring Oreo Jones. And Scott and Sirius are my guests this week. Let's return to our conversation. Sirius, the album has a very poetic title, Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart. Anything you want to say about that? How does that align with the conceptual themes on the album?
Yeah, Daily Rituals of the Wild Heart. I always wanted a long album title, first and foremost. That was number one. No, but you know, I had the album title before anything. I think I was in this process or in this point in life where I was finding out what my daily rituals are, and you know, keeping the good ones and cutting out the bad ones, and figuring out, you know, finding those daily simple tasks and daily routines that kind of keep you tethered, you know. And I think the concept spawned out of that, you know, and then from there it just kind of grew.
A more broad question, Scott, you've been living in New York for about 10 years. You said you keep an eye on what's happening here in the Indianapolis hip-hop scene. As I mentioned, you've been involved in this scene since the 1990s. I'm curious what your thoughts are, especially watching it now from the outside, on the growth and development of the scene in the past 10, 15 years since you've been gone. How does it look to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. I feel like it's bigger and better than ever. It's bigger than anything that I could have imagined. And, you know, this is the direction I want it to be. I want it to make a lot of noise in the Midwest and beyond. There's so many talented artists in Indianapolis. Now it's kind of hard for me to keep track, but, you know, some bubble to the top. But I'm just so excited to see where it's headed. And I just have a lot of respect for the people and seeing how hard they grind, and how prolific a lot of people have been, like Sirius and Draco and these guys. It's just, you know, they got their pedal to the metal and just going full bore, and it's been really exciting to see.
This is a question for either of you. I'm curious if this album is a one-off project, or do you see a vision for this in the future? Is this something you might a collaboration that might continue moving forward?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely stumbled onto something with this project. For me, I personally don't feel like I've ever put as much into a project as I have this one, as much of myself into a project. I really wanted to layer it, you know, and I think Scott wanted to do the same thing, and we kind of approached it, you know, with a lot of heart. So I really feel like we kind of stumbled onto something that we're going to do for a long time, just in terms of collaborating. I don't know about him, but I know we definitely we already got tracks in the bank, ready to go. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to obviously keep it going. I've had so much fun, and it was we put so much effort into the final project. Can't turn back now. There's more work to be done for sure.
It's about time that they heard this, baby. I'm leaving. It's about time that they heard this, baby. I'm leaving. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm coming back. It's about time that they heard this, baby. I'm leaving.
Scott, as a producer, I'm sure you get hit up a lot from rappers looking for beats. What is it about Sirius's work that does want to pull you forward into continuing to collaborate?
I mean, it's just the sheer talent, the way he strings words together, and his singing ability. It's just, he's the total package in my opinion. And, anybody who would hear him, there's a respect that is warranted there, just talented, the talent, the work ethic. It's very, very impressive.
I'm from a little old metropolis that was home to Mother Mari and gave birth to Vonnegut. Arthur off the rails, hammering sonnets with a coffin nail. Saturdays chilling with my babies, watching Dragon Tales. And I really do that shit, bro. Look, if any singing like they know the deal, and that's a fact.
It's a powerful record, and I look forward to seeing how you build on this project. Before we go, I did want to give both of you a chance to share any future projects you have coming up that you want to let people know about, or any final thoughts. Sirius, I know later this year, you're releasing the highly anticipated second Bless album, right? Any future projects you want to share? Any final thoughts you want to share?
Yeah, the new Bless album will be coming out this year. We're going to be making a big announcement here in the next couple months with that. Myself and Draco are working on our second record called Bloody Knuckles 2. Scott has quite a bit of production on that record as well. So it's been nice to get back to it. Yeah, man, just grateful to still be here making records after all these years and finding a way to keep it fresh and new. Grateful to my brother Scott for collaborating with me on this project. And yeah, we got more coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited about the Bloody Knuckles stuff too. Still trying to get them some more stuff to maybe use for the album. I know they've been cranking out songs, but I also have a solo thing I'm trying to release this summer, potentially more like instrumental stuff that I'd started in the mid 2000s. Going to be called Dead Weight.
It's exciting. I look forward to hearing that. What's a good song to end with off the record?
I would say a great end one to end with. Honestly, I love the ending of the album.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great ender.
We Can Build a Lighthouse, right?
Yep.
It's a powerful album. It's out now on all streaming platforms. I'm a huge fan of everything you've done so far and look forward to what you both have coming up in the future. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk about the record.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you for always speaking with us.
Yeah. And thank you for doing what you do, Kyle.
Buried underneath the floor of this house, where my legacies carved their name in the door of this house. And I visit them often. We look at the stars and howl at the moon on the roof of this house that we built for you.
They're creating something for us, something special. One day all of us hear yours.
Pressure getting heavy, it's all gonna spill. Brick by brick, we all gotta build. Every day it's harder to swallow the pill. Falling up the ladder is part of the deal.
That was Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic with We Can Build a Lighthouse. And that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you to my guests, Sirius Blvck and Scott Matelic. Check out the Cultural Manifesto podcast at WFYI.org or wherever you listen to podcasts. Cultural Manifesto is hosted and produced by me, Kyle Long. Thank you for listening.
WFYI podcast brought to you by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering food and drink, college sports, outdoor activities, live music, cool art, and good times daily. Everyone is welcome in Bloomington. More information at visitbloomington.com.